you have a big project, it's much more difficult, but you see the tasks are crossed that are done. And if you want to see details, you have all the details of the task here. And you see again, highlighted in red, that's the critical path. Let me move back. Something that you can usually, depending on, or a lot of times you do that, depending on the type of project you want. If you say, I want to have an overview to show to the customer, for example, I'm going to break down in engineer, then you click select engineering and you put add to a timeline. Then you see, then you are having those bars in the top. If you do that for all of them, add to timeline procurement and add to timeline construction. Then you can also, if you are working with different phase, you can have an idea, very high level idea to show to the customer. But if, for example, if you want to show the start date, you can add a milestone. Or if you have a milestone, for example, that's relevant for the customer, like this approval of the mockup, because that's going to drive everything else. Oh, this is marked as a task, but it's not marked. But you can add whatever milestone that you want here. Then it makes your life much more easier. And I like how those tools, they are there to help you. So don't keep trying to guess everything yourself. So here that would be a timeline for a project in progress. Then you have a proper baseline. You can see the variation graphically, but also if you have, for example, an S-curve, it's getting easy to compute everything that on Excel. And there's something else that Excel can do for you, because some companies, they do not have a good reporting system. And I've used that in the past. I'm not saying that's the best way to report it, but depending on how you're going to work it, you can ask this report here, project overview, because it shows that 41% of the project is completed. And here you show the full house like that. But let's say I don't want to see like that. I want to see for the different phases. Then instead of having this project in this level, what I would do, if you want to see the report per phase, because I mean, it's just because of the reporting, I would delete this. Delete task. Then if you say, I want to see now per phase, if you run the report, dashboard, project overview, then you have, say, the contract signature, that's one of the phase, or of course, in this case, the milestone is ready, engineering, procurement is ready. But if you define the list of milestones, which I can show you how to do it, you also get the list of milestones. And depending on how you want to set up, you can have overdue task. For example, let me go back to the tracking Gantt, double clicking this task, advanced, no, general, mark task as a milestone. If I would add, I don't know, let me just add customer design approval. Then I'm going to make a connection, otherwise it does not make sense. Just for sake of the example, I'm going to say that's the 9. And when you see there, I can add these in the milestones, and then you see in the top overview here, you can see the customer design approval. But if I double click, you see here, mark task as a milestone. Let me delete this one. But then when I run the report, let's run again, it should be here. You see there's a customer milestone that's overdue. Then you also see that in the report, and if you mark those things properly. But let's say I do not want to see the report like that. I want to see in a different way. Then let me go back to reporting. You can create a burn down, for example. If you see here what was your baseline, you can see your remaining tasks, and you can see your actual. Then this is baseline, this is your plan, and this is where you are. This can be very useful. And of course, I'm looking for the number of tasks here. I'm not looking for hours because I did not set up any hours. And honestly, I don't think it's so relevant, but just the burn down of the task, that can give you already a decent idea together with the overview. So this is information that you can get automatically from your report system. So if you are not sure how to do that, or if you do not have a report system, I would say for your company, just use at least this one for my MS project. That will help you a lot. Because why I'm saying that, because if you are doing this properly, you need to continue to update the timeline. And if you're updating what's done and what's not, you can create a report from here. You don't need to create something else, and that saves you time. And although might not be the optimal one, or might not be the better, but if there's no report in the company, that's better than nothing. At least you give some sense. And I'm pretty sure if you already show a report for a company there that there's no report there, they're going to say, okay, nice work, these guys know what's doing. Then that also will help you to execute there.